Baker here, former Clutterholic, founder of clutterclearing.net, bringing you this second video in the New Year series of videos. Yesterday I shared with you the 5 factors that contributed to me realising that I'd reached my true turning point with my own clutter challenge back on New Year's Eve 1999, so just going into the year 2000. Now hopefully some of those things are things that you recognise as things that need to be done in order to succeed at clearing your clutter. I said that I was going to share with you a video today to help you check whether or not clearing your clutter is actually a priority for 2017 and know that it's okay if it's not. I spent 3 years trying to clear my clutter before I reached my true turning point. It's only when we reach our true turning point that we are actually going to be able to succeed. It's important to say it's okay if actually clearing our clutter isn't a priority for 2017. So the exercise I'm going to take you through today will help you identify what areas of your life are a priority for 2017 and take that forward with you. Now, I said yesterday, I do not believe in New Year's resolutions. They do not work. The majority of people have failed by the time we get to Valentine's Day, which is 6 weeks into the new year. Instead, I believe that we should have goals that we want to achieve by this time next year, that we actually need to check in with them regularly every 2 to 3 months just to see how we're getting on. And just like I said yesterday with our clutter clearing, we need to make sure that we have no deadlines. As long as we are taking positive steps in the right direction, that is what matters. If you had said to me this time last year, what's your New Year's resolution, Claire? And if I had set myself a New Year's resolution to lose all of the weight that I need to lose, I would have failed by this time this year. However, I set myself a goal for 2016 to weigh less than I did this time last year, and in that respect I have succeeded. I still have 5 stone, which is 70 pounds to lose, but I feel that I have succeeded in my goal in weighing less than I did this time last year. I weigh significantly less than I did this time last year. But like I say, if I had set myself a New Year's resolution to get to my goal weight this year, I would have failed. And I have in no way failed in terms of achieving my goal of weighing less than I did this time last year. Does that make sense? So let's identify the priority areas of our life that we want and need to work on in 2017. And then let's set ourselves a realistic goal to achieve. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the exercise that I use to be able to identify what areas of my life I kind of need to concentrate on or work on. And you will see behind me a lovely sticker on my board, which is a circle, in the middle of which it says your life. Now, you may want to watch this video once of just watching me go through the exercise, applying it to my life. And then you may want to watch it again and do the exercise for you and your life. Okay, so what is this big circle that's here? It's called the Wheel of Life. Wheel of Life. Okay, now it is a common tool with coaching. And I use this quite a lot with my clients because again I like to check in with them at the beginning of their clutter clearing journey just to make sure that clearing their clutter is actually a priority. But the way that we're going to develop it beyond what it is normally, how it is normally used, will hopefully help get that extra level of clarity about where we're going to work in 2017. Okay, so you will see that there are 8 sectors to this circle, so 8 segments. And each of them have a different name. Each of them represent a different aspect of our lives. Okay, so the first step in this 7-step exercise is to label the sectors. So we're going to start here, top right. The first sector is finance. This is an important sector of our lives because at the end of the day, our finance sector funds other aspects of our life. And if our finances are not kind of where we want or need them to be, then that impacts on pretty much every other area of our lives. Okay, the second sector of our wheel of life is what's called the personal growth, personal development sector. I'm going to put personal development. Okay, now this can represent lots of different things, whatever personal development is for you. It may be learning about a new thing. It might be taking an evening class. It might be taking a personal development course. I actually correlate this with alone time. Very important in our lives to get some alone time to work on ourselves. And obviously because it's personal development, this is where we're working on ourselves. So like I say, it may be taking an evening course, learning something new. For me, my personal development is actually having my regular weekly weight counselling. I am learning a lot with my weight loss counselling, and my personal development is also something that I started last February, which is called TRE. That can stand for different things, but it's essentially a stress technique which can help us deal with stress that is accumulated from the past and in our daily lives. So I have 2 forms of personal development. I also do make time for myself every week to do reading, which can be to do with personal development, can be to do with work. Okay, so that's the sorts of things that represents. The next sector is health and fitness. An important sector and section, if you like, of our lives. Health obviously enables us to live a more active life and be more alert and all those sorts of things. And obviously fitness helps our body function and stay healthy. Okay. Next sector round is, what colour are we on? Should we go on purple? Let's go on purple. Family, friends, community. Okay, I'm going to put friends and family. Friends, family. Now be aware, just because it says the word family doesn't mean that that has to necessarily be blood relations. Your idea and interpretation of what a family is can be completely different. I know that I have friends that I am very close to that I consider family. I have people that I grew up with, my parents' best friends. We used to call them aunt and uncle, even though they weren't blood related aunt and uncle. So again, just because that says family doesn't mean that that has to be a blood related family. Next section round, what colour are we on? Are we on green? Let's go green. This is what I call significant relationship. So I'm going to put sig relation. Significant relationship. Now for me, that's my husband. If you like, it's the closest, most intimate relationship that I have. Even if you don't have a partner or a significant other, doesn't mean that you don't have a significant relationship in your life. Okay, so again, we're not going with necessarily the literal meanings of these terms. The next one round, what are we on? Should we go back to black? So the next segment round is leisure and hobbies. Leisure and hobbies. Okay. So again, that can be a whole range of things. Whatever you do in your leisure time, whatever your hobbies are, this is the section that we will relate those to. Back to blue. Next segment, segment number 7, is physical environment. Physical environment. And I can't fit it all in. So this is where traditionally people have measured, if you like, their clutter. So if you have a cluttered home, physically cluttered home, that would be your physical environment. Okay, and then the last sector is going to be work and career. Work, career. Now, again, don't go with the literal meanings of those words. It's not just work, paid work that we're talking about. It's not just a professional career that we're talking about at all. Just as important in fact, it's easy to argue that they are more important, is the work of bringing up children. The work of caring for loved ones, whether they be elderly or infirm. Voluntary work. So again, whatever work career means for you, that is what that sector relates to. Okay, all right. Step 2 of our wheel of life, in order to identify what areas of our life perhaps need to be a priority in 2017. So step 2, which of these sectors are connected for you? Now, obviously, they're all connected because at the centre of it is about your life. So they are all interrelated, but some may be more so than others. Let me illustrate. When I had my clutter challenge, and when I reached 1999 on the eve of 2000, there were several of these sectors of my wheel of life that had a direct impact on one another. So my clutter obviously affected my physical environment. My physical environment wasn't comfortable, I wasn't happy, it's not really where I wanted to be. I'd not long moved into my home, yet it was not a happy, enjoyable place to be. Because it wasn't a happy, enjoyable place to be, because I wasn't able to share it as I wanted to share it with other people, it affected my health and my energy and my fitness. I had very low energy. Clutter seems to drain the energy out of you, doesn't it? And it was affecting my mental health because I was feeling down, depressed, anxious, overwhelmed. My home was my home, because the physical environment was not a relaxing, calm place to be. It had an impact on my health, and almost became the excuse for not doing any fitness. Or I haven't got time, I've got to do my decluttering. It affected my friends and family as well, because I wasn't inviting them round to my home as much as I wanted to. I wasn't creating this social environment to share with others. So it impacted on that area of my life. It impacted on my significant relationships. I didn't have one. I was very much single on New Year's Eve, 1999 going into 2000. And that's not where I wanted to be. I was 27, and I thought that I was going to be in a different place in my life by the time I got to the new millennium. That's probably why it was such a significant shift for me on that New Year's Eve. It impacted my leisure and hobbies, because my clutter was full of hobbies that I had wanted to take up and I had wanted to start. So many projects and things undone, unfinished, unstarted, many of them still in their packets. Good intentions, poor execution. And it affected my finances. Obviously, all this clutter had been purchased, bought by me. But that was one of the last things for me to learn and realise about my clutter was actually, I used to say to people, oh, I can't afford to do this, I can't afford to do that. However, I was going out shopping and I could easily spend £100 a week. And of course, over the course of a month, that's £400, which is what, probably about $500. But I was in denial about the impact it was actually having on my finances as well, because I could afford to do it. Although, if you like, my spare money was being spent on the clutter. I was choosing to spend it on the clutter rather than to spend it on other things, which would have probably impacted positively on other areas of my life. Okay, so step 2, identify which of these sectors are kind of connected for you, that for you have a direct impact on the other elements of your wheel of life. Okay, step 3. What we're going to do now is we're going to take each sector and we're going to say to ourselves, right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with this sector, this area of my life? Okay, you'll see here there are some marks. I've got 10 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. The outer circle is the 10 on the scale. Naught on the scale means that you are not happy, or indeed this sector is non-existent. You don't have any of this in your life. And the 10, the outer edge, means that you are 100% happy with it, couldn't be any better, and it's all tickety-boo. Okay. Now I'm going to do this based on my life, so you're going to see my assessment of my life right now. So, finance, I'm going to take this scale here for my finance sector. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with the finance area of my life? I'm going to go with my gut feeling. I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm not going to over-analyse it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with the finance area of my life? I'm going to go with 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Okay. Personal development. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with my personal development area of my life? Again, gut feeling, I'm going to go with an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really important to go with your gut feeling, because it's the overthinking that causes all the problems. Okay, health and fitness. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with my health and fitness area of my life? Ooh, I'm going to go with 9. That was a surprise. If you'd asked me this time last year, that probably would have been down by a 1 or a 2. I really have made a huge difference to my health and fitness over the last year, so that's good. Friends and family. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with my friends and family area of my life? I would say a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. My significant relationship, which is with my husband. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with my significant relationship? Oh, that's a good gut feeling. I'm going with a 9 on that. Right. Again, if you'd asked me in 2009 where I was on that sector, I would have said probably a 2. My husband and I were actually getting divorced. We did cancel it eventually because we got a lot of counselling. We had a year of counselling and learnt a huge amount as a result of that. So again, that has moved over the years, but we're in a good place now. Leisure and hobbies. On a scale of 1 to 10, where am I in terms of my leisure and hobbies area of my life. I'm going with a 6 is my gut feeling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. My physical environment on a scale of 1 to 10. How happy am I with my physical environment? Oh, now this is coming out. My gut feeling again. I can't explain it at the moment, but my gut feeling is 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I don't have a clutter challenge, but that's probably related to the fact that we've had quite a bit of maintenance work done on our home. We have a Victorian terrace home, and it's just had to have quite a lot of work done on it. So we have bare walls, newly plastered walls. The house needs decorating. So that's probably why my gut feeling is a 3. And then my work career, where am I on my work career scale? On a scale of 1 to 10, I would have to say a 9 for that. Love my job, doesn't feel like work. And yeah, so that's good. Okay, so that's step number 3 done. I've identified where I am on the scale. Haven't overthought it, haven't had to logic it, reason it, and I haven't thought about where I feel that I should be. Okay, you are where you are. Let's be honest with ourselves. You don't have to share this with anybody. I'm just sharing it with you. Okay, step 4. We're going to connect those points. So, if I start here and then go round. Okay. So, makes a funny shape. Now then, the reason why this is called the Wheel of Life is because not only is it a circle, but if we imagine that we were to cut this out of a piece of cardboard, pop a pin in the middle, and then turned that wheel, would it turn smoothly? I don't think mine would. It wouldn't be too bad over here, but then it would get all bumpy on this area of my wheel. Is there anything that you notice about the parts of your wheel that would be bumpy? Is there a pattern to them? Are they at all connectors, sectors that are connected? Because remember earlier I identified certain sectors that were connected when I had my clutter. Do you notice that the sectors you identified as connected are all slightly on the low side or the high side? Is there a pattern? Interesting for me that my physical environment, which is low, is also, I said that was connected to my friends and family, but that is also low, which I find interesting. So if I improved the physical environment, who knows, that might also have a knock-on benefit of improving friends and family. We'll figure out why and what we might be able to do about that in a minute. Again, we're just noticing what we notice at this stage. Now, we are where we are on our wheel of life at the moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to think forward to this time next year. Okay, remember from my video yesterday, we're not doing deadlines. We are just saying at this point in the sand, by this time next year, what is our goal with our wheel of life going to be? Okay, and your goal for your wheel of life, based on what you've got right now, is that we have a more smoothly turning wheel by this time next year. Okay, our intention is not to have a perfect wheel where every sector is at 10s. That is unrealistic, that is unachievable for most people, and that's not living in the real world, because life may get in the way at some point over the next year. You know, this point last year compared to this point this year, you know, I had life get in the way with my father-in-law passing away, and that was quite rightly so. But if I had set a goal of having 10s for all of my sectors, oh, I would have failed. If I had set myself a goal this time last year of losing all the weight I need to lose, then I would have failed. But I do not consider myself to have failed. So, like I say, our goal for this time next year is to have a more smoothly turning wheel of life. Okay? So, step 5. Which sectors of your wheel do you need to improve, increase, so that your wheel turns more smoothly? Now, for me, my wheel, I think it's okay round there. I could do with it getting a bit better here in the friends and family sector. And I could do with it doing a bit better here, probably. These two. Well, physical environment. Physical environment and leisure and hobbies. If those could increase, then that would probably make for a smoother turning wheel. Okay. That will also have a knock-on effect, because as we know, the leisure and hobbies, the physical environment, the friends and family, for me, are kind of connected. One follows on to the next. Okay, so we've identified the sectors that we kind of want and need to improve. So, for those sectors that you've identified that you want to improve, step 6 is that we want to identify one thing, just one thing that you could do for those sectors to improve it. Okay. So, physical environment. What would make me feel better about my physical environment? Simple. Decorate. Decorate. And, as ridiculous as it might sound, we don't have a dining room table and chairs at the moment. So to get a table and chairs, would be really, really good. I'd be really happy to see a proper dining room. At the moment it's just a room which has things in it, and the cats are fed in the dining room. They don't mind that there's no table and chairs, but I would just like to see it nicely decorated, because at the moment it's plaster walls, and because we've got a lovely fire there, have the fire roaring with the sitting at the table having dinner. That would really help me feel better about my physical environment. The whole house needs decorating, but there is one particular room that would make a big difference, because it's one that I see every day. Okay, what about my friends and family, which is also a low sector? So what one thing could I do between now and this time next year to improve that sector? I think have a summer barbecue. We haven't entertained in our home for years, and I used to like and enjoy entertaining when we lived at our old house, but we haven't done much of that this year. Now, part of that's because we haven't got a table and chairs in the house, but if I had a summer barbecue, I wouldn't need a table and chairs. We've got garden furniture. Gardening is my hobby. I will be working on the garden again next year to sort of get it to the next stage, make it look a bit more finished. So actually, if I had a summer barbecue, not only would that make the most of my hobbies, because it would be a chance to show off the garden, it would be nice to use the physical environment of my garden to entertain, because I enjoy that, and it would be a chance to invite friends and family round. And share the garden. So a summer barbecue would actually do me quite a lot of good, and would certainly improve that sector. Good. So identify one thing that you can do for each of the sectors that need to be moved up the scale a bit, so that your wheel turns more smoothly. Okay, however, we need to make sure that we don't just focus on improving those sectors that are low at the moment, because if we're not careful, we'll lose ground on those sectors that are kind of okay, that are part of the turning bit that is okay. If we are not careful, those could have moved down the scale by this time next year. So for those sectors on the scale, on the wheel, that are at a good place on the scale, I want you to identify one thing that you can do or that you need to do between now and this time next year to maintain that level on that scale. Okay, so let me show you. For example, finances. What do I need to do in order to make sure that I maintain that level on my finances? I need to keep working. Keep working. Simple, really. So I need to make sure that that I continue to work with my private clients, to continue to work with Clutter community members and group members. Personal development. What do I need to do to make sure that I maintain that level for my personal development sector? I need to make sure that I continue to make time for my counselling, for my TRE, and for my reading. My personal development reading, as opposed to trashy novel reading. What do I need to do to make sure that I maintain my health and fitness level on that scale? I need to make sure that I make time to go to the gym. So that's the gym and the swimming, because I do 50 lengths after I've done my workout in the gym. Now that's interesting, because to be able to make sure that I can keep going to the gym, I need to maintain my finances, because obviously I have to pay for the gym. I need to make sure that I keep to my fat plan. Fat. That's what I call it for the way that I'm losing weight. I want to lose fat, so I am having to eat fat. So I call it my fat plan. That makes sense to me. That's all that matters. So those two things will make sure that I maintain my health and fitness sector. My significant relationship, what do I need to do to make sure that that stays in a good place? Make time for date nights. My husband and I have one evening a week where we actually go out together and do something. We take it in turns to decide what we'll do each week. We obviously spend time and we communicate throughout the week, but this is proper quality time away, just doing something a bit fun and a bit different. So it might be bowling, it might be the cinema, it might be going out for a meal. So yes, I need to continue doing that, so to continue to make time for that. Leisure and hobbies, what do I need to do for that? I need to continue to make time to do my gardening. So again, guess what? It's a make time for gardening. And I tend to set aside every other Sunday during the gardening months. Come March, I will have every other Sunday, 2 Sundays a month, more flexible because things might come up. And work and career, what do I need to do to make sure that work and career stay in the same place? I need to keep working with really nice clients. So Nick, continue what I'm doing. Continue what I'm doing. Because I have lovely clients and lovely members. So yes, so there we have it. I've identified something for every sector that I need to do during 2017. not just to maintain my life and the good bits that are going on, but also to improve the bits that can be improved, so that my wheel turns and my life turns more smoothly. Does that make sense? Okay, so as part of this, we've identified things that we can do. How much time do we need to make for each of these things? How much time do we need to make for each of these things? Okay, so for keep working, this is a good question, because I actually decided when I sort of came back to work full time in September that I was actually going to change the amount of time that I was working. I used to work 4 evenings a week, and I now will be working, come 2017, I will actually be working 2 evenings a week. So that my hours have changed, if you like. So to keep working, to maintain my finances, I'm actually going to work 35 hours a week. For my counselling, my TRE and my reading, my counselling is 1 hour. My TRE is 2 hours a week, and my reading is 2 hours a week. So that's a total of 5 hours per week for my personal development. My health and fitness, going to the gym, that's actually 2 hours from leaving to coming home, 3 times a week. So that's 6 hours a week. My fat plan doesn't actually require any time. Other than planning my meals, which probably takes an hour, so that's 7 hours per week. For friends and family, organising the summer barbecue, that won't take a huge amount of time, but if I were to say that I am going to, because I'm going to phone friends more often as well, so let's say an hour a week. My significant relationship, date night, that's usually 3 hours a week. The gardening, that's a Sunday every other week during the summer. So if we said that that's what, probably realistically probably about 4 hours, so that's 8 hours a month. So how many is that if we work that out? So that's, 2 hours a week. 2 hours per week. Equivalent. Decorating. How much time do I need to allow for the decorating? Well, if I said that I was going to do the decorating every other Sunday when I'm not doing the gardening, then that would be the equivalent, again, of 2 hours a week. So during the winter, I'm doing the decorating when I would otherwise be doing the gardening, and then come the summer, I can work on the garden. That's good. And work career, how much time do I need to allow for continuing to do what I am doing? Well, I've got that covered there. So again, we've got specific, haven't we? We've identified what we need to do for each of the sectors to either maintain or improve them. We've identified the specific thing to do, and we've identified roughly how much time we need to allow for doing that, and how often. So I've worked it out per week. Good, I've got some real specifics, some real tangibles. This is creating a to-do list, all with the goal that by this time next year, this circle, this wheel of life is turning more smoothly. Fantastic. So, looking at your wheel, step 7. What is the first thing you're going to do to improve how your wheel of life turns? What's the first thing you're going to do to improve how your wheel of life turns in 2017? I think for me, the first thing I'm going to do is actually decorate. Well, actually, I've got to decide, haven't I? My husband and I have got to decide what colour do we want the dining room to be. But I think that's the first thing that I can do to make positive difference to the smoothness of my wheel of life. Okay, I hope that that was helpful. I hope that that was practical, and I hope that if you have done this and applied it to your own life, you have identified which areas of your life are priority to work on, but equally how to maintain the other areas of your life. I actually plan to review this at Easter, in the summer, at the end of the summer, and again this time next year, because I don't want to just leave it for a year and hope that this plan, if you like, comes to fruition. I'm going to check in with it every 3 months. And more so, when I did this back in, I think it was September or October, I took it to the next level, and I actually have they're kind of daily affirmations, specific things that I read out about how my life is going to be, focusing and allowing for each of the different areas of my life. So every day I read just 2 sides of A4 with specific things on there about what I'm wanting to achieve and focus on, and it really does help me focus my day on the things that are going to make the biggest difference in the areas of my life and my work that I want to make the biggest difference in. Good. Now, if your physical environment is a priority area for you in 2017 as a result of you doing this exercise, then I should let you know that I can help you with your clutter in your physical environment, and I help you as soon as Sunday the 1st of January 2017. I will be doing a live clutter clearing session for all Clutter community members. The Clutter community is an online membership website, and once a month I provide a live clutter clearing session for all members. They can join me by live video link. They log in, they go to the right place, and then they join me and other members live. And I take them through a clutter clearing session for 4 hours. I take them step by step. I guide them. They don't have to remember what to do. I tell them what to do. And if they have any questions or queries at any point, they can ask me those questions live. And I can then give them a live instant answer by the video, and I can draw on the board if I need to illustrate what I am guiding and advising them to do. So if you would like to do 4 hours of clutter clearing with me on Sunday the 1st of January, get your physical environment sector off to the best possible start in 2017, then do click on the link below to become a Clutter community member. Now, not only will you get access to that 4 hours of clutter clearing with me on Sunday, you will also get access to the monthly live clutter clearing session that I do for all members. And that's always on the first Thursday of every month, okay? And so therefore, if you become a Clutter community member now, you will get access to the live session on Sunday the 1st of January, and you will get access to the live session on Thursday the 5th of January. So that's 8 hours of clutter clearing to improve your physical environment sector of your wheel of life within the space of a few days. And as a welcome gift, a New Year gift from me, everybody who becomes a Clutter community member before Sunday the 1st of January will also get in the post the Clutter Clearing DIY Kit. These are the 2 workbooks, which are the hard copy version of the ebooks, which contain the clutter clearing process in them. We use these during our clutter clearing sessions, and a set of clutter clearing category cards, which are the secret weapon when it comes to making decisions about your clutter. Okay, so that'll be popped in the post, and they will hopefully arrive by the middle of January, dependent on the postal system. Okay, I hope all that helps. I hope that's been useful. If clearing your clutter isn't a priority area of your wheel of life, if there are others that actually need more attention in 2017, that's absolutely fine. We will reach our true turning point when we are ready, and we will know when that time is. But hopefully this exercise has helped clarify which areas of your life are the priority for next year. All right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I've talked enough already. I will be in touch again soon, and I hope to see you on the live clutter clearing session in the Clutter community on Sunday, the 1st of January. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye.